everybody, this is Anna with Adventures with Anna. Welcome back to my craft room. I am working on my Tunisian cross-stitch project. You guys have seen me do a little bit of it. This is where I am at. I'm not going to show you my graph because I don't want to right now, but you've seen it a few times in my past videos. I have just ran out of enough yarn. I don't have enough to go back for this row, so I am going to go ahead and get me some more black yarn here, and I thought I would kind of show and explain to you how I do the Tunisian cross stitch, or how I cross stitch on Tunisian crochet, I should say. It's real simple. If you're familiar with cross stitching, it's basically the same thing, only you make your own canvas. This is kind of like the counted cross stitch, but you go from here to here. Now, this is not going to be a real in-depth video. This is just going to be an in-depth description. This is just kind of showing you how I do it. And this project is going to be for me, so at this point I'm not real worried about what it looks like on the back side. It's not real pretty, but there is a method that you can do to where it doesn't show on the back side. I am not real good at that method, but I do know it is possible to do because I have done it a couple of times. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back on this current row that I'm on, that I've started. You can see right here, I'm going to go back, and then right here is where the collar is for the kitty cat. I'm going to go ahead and switch to this color blue and make the collar for the kitty cat. Now if you don't know, this is a kitty cat cross stitch. Let me get this started. And this took me a little bit to be able to do. It wasn't something, I'm not good at cross stitch at all, so this took me a little bit to be able to figure out how to do. Now I'm going to leave this tail here. Eventually I will tie these two together, but for right now I'm just going to leave it loose in case I do have to frog it or rip it out. So I'm going to go, I started down here at the bottom of this X. I'm going to go right up here to the top of this X. Just like that, and then go back down here to the bottom. And right up here to the top. As you can see, I've got my first two X's done. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this row. Let's see, right there. If you can see, right here is where I'm going to come up. Let's see. No, it'd be right here. My bad. I about goofed. I about skipped a stitch. And one thing for sure you want to make sure and not do is pull your X's really tight. If you pull it tight, it will cause your project to pucker, and you don't want that. That was definitely something that was a learning thing for me, because I wanted to pull it tight, but when you do pull it tight, it just makes it pucker and it doesn't look good. Make sure I don't have, yeah, see, there's my two ends. I don't know where that's from. There we go. Got that. That was a little loose there, so I got it pulled tighter. And one of these days I will show you guys how I do this a little bit better, and also how I do my the one that's hidden, which like I said, I didn't do that one a whole lot. I've done it once or twice. But if if it's for you and you don't care, or you're going to have a back on it, or you're going to line it, Personally, I don't bother with not worrying about seeing the backside of it. But if you were going to make it for a gift or, you know, to sell or something like that, you would most definitely want to go ahead and do the concealed or line it or put a back on it for sure. I normally have this in my lap, so this is kind of awkward for me. Can you see what I'm doing there? And I've still got my green attached because I haven't decided if I'm going to make it a little bit longer or go ahead and finish it off. Uh-oh, I boo-booed right there. Oh well. Maybe it won't be noticeable. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back around so I can... There we go. Okay, there's that, and then I need to go and finish these two right here, which is part of the eyeball. Let's see here. I think that one's off a little bit, but I'm not going to rip it all out and fix it. That one right there is off a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off my needle for right now. Get me a little bit of blue. This is some more cotton yarn. All of this is being done in cotton yarn. I'm going to snip me a little blue here. Thread my needle. Alright, I got 2, 2, 2, 1, and 1. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 1. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come down here. The back of this one's going to look terrible. I know that already. You know, maybe not too bad. You guys see what I'm doing there? Yeah, this blue isn't going to look too pretty. Oh well, like I said, this is going to be my project for myself. So, and the reason I'm making this blue, like I said, this is a kitty cat. The reason I'm making this blue is because the black cat that I had, she was an all black cat. You guys were never introduced to her. But, well, actually I do have a few videos. But her name was Reese, or Clarice Marie. And she had a blue collar that she wore when I would take her outside. Yes, she was collar trained, and I could just put the leash down and she would stay right there beside me. She never ran off. But she had a blue collar, and then Fuzzy inherited. Those of you that know Fuzzy, Fuzzy was the craft room kitty until she passed away almost a year ago. But she wore Reese's collar as well, but she didn't go outside. It was just mainly in case when we had storms and stuff that we thought we might need to go take shelter, then I would put the collar on her so that she would be easier to catch and or keep track of in the event that we needed to go find shelter somewhere when we had really bad storms. That's the only time she wore it. Or if for whatever reason we had to take her outside or transport her someplace. That way she knew that she was not the one in control. She did really well. She didn't like it, but she did really well. Alright, we almost got this part done, and then I will show you what I have done so far. I tend to put projects down and pick them up a couple weeks later. If you watched my video from a couple days ago where I showed you my Tunisian poncho, I believe I said I had 9 projects. Well, I'm down 1. I have finished 1, but I'm not going to tell you which one. And I have not started any more. So you guys ought to be proud of me. I finished 1, so I have 8, but I haven't started any more. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I told myself I need to finish some projects and get them done before I start any more, even though I really want to start something new. Like I said, I've been browsing Pinterest occasionally, and it has been showing me all kinds of cool Tunisian ideas. So there we go. I've got the collar done and I've started the eyeball. So I will see you guys soon in my next video right back here in my craft room.